And I'm Metu Cho, and I'm very honored to be an MC in this webinar. First of all, I would like to express our sincere thanks to everyone for joining us today in this webinar. And this is the 9th of the webinar series on the professional development of teacher educators, mainly focusing on the teacher educators from Asia and Africa. And the theme of this webinar is the research engagement of teacher educators, opportunities and challenges. We also would like to extend our appreciation to the host institution and organization of this webinar. First, Human Resource Development for Education Lab at the Graduate School of Humanities and Social Science, Hiroshima University, Japan. Second, Asia Pacific and Africa Teacher Education Cooperation Center from the Hiroshima University, Japan. And third, at Chancellor College, University of Malawi from Malawi, for organizing this webinar. And the panel session aims to discuss how and why the teacher educators engage in research, and specifically, the panelists will share their insights regarding the following guiding questions. Who are identified as teacher educator in each country context? How and why the teacher educators engage in the research-related activities? How do teacher educators learn about research? What opportunities are available for teacher educators' research activities? What challenges do they face for their research activities? And it is our great honor to have 4 distinguished presenters from Thailand, Zambia, Myanmar, and Ghana. And they are all experts on this webinar theme. Each presenter will present for 50 minutes, followed by 10 minutes Q&A. And also we have around 5 minutes to Webex as for the general discussion after all the presentations. And so please feel free to ask the questions or give comments in each separate presentation or during the general discussion as well. So first of all, may I invite the professor, Dr. Maki Takayoshi, who is the director of Asia Pacific and Africa Teacher Education Cooperation Center, for welcome remarks and his keynote speech for this webinar themes.
Metu-san, thank you very much. Thank you. And let me share the screen.
Yes,
so I hope everyone got my screen. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good morning for Africa, and good afternoon and evening from Hiroshima, Japan. Over the past few days, Hiroshima has turned towards spring from the extremely cold winter. And together with the COVID-19 regulation, have become more relaxed. Thank you very much for joining us today for our 9th Teacher Educator Professional Development webinar. The theme of today, we consider the research engagement of teacher educators. We have invited speakers from Thailand with special memories, and Zambia, Myanmar, and Ghana today. Also, we have over, I think, maybe around 50 to 60 participants from various Asian and African countries. Thank you very much. On behalf of organizers, I would like to briefly introduce the purpose of today's webinar using a Japanese case study. Okay. Since 2000, teacher education research has focused on the importance of the role played by teacher educators. Teacher educators can be broadly defined as all who support teachers' learning. And it is said that teacher educators who educate future teachers are expected to have played the sixth role. And we focus on researcher role today. And these books on teacher educators have been all discussed in Western context. And it can be better understood by, for example, by looking at the map of the university ranking. There is a kind of obvious knowledge imbalance, and we want to balance this knowledge bias by disseminating our experience from Asian and African countries. That is why we continue to hold this professional development webinar for Asian and African teacher educators. With this background, today's webinar will focus on research engagement of teacher educators. Briefly, research engagement can be divided into two kinds of research engagement. The first one is engagement with research. That refers to the consumption of the research, like reading the research or using some research findings into practice. And the other one is research engagement in research. This is referred to producing the research output. So engage in research, doing the research. And speakers from each country are asked to prepare the slide in response to those following 4 questions. Yes, and from the following couple of slides, I would like to introduce the Japanese case briefly. The first slide, this slide responds to the first question. Although not mentioned in the question, the teacher preparation in Japan takes place at the university, the higher education institutions, and teacher educators are researchers with doctoral degree. We are brought up to be researcher, not good teacher. So we naturally do research. And recently with the corporatization of university, we have been forced to obtain the large research fund. So that sometimes we write the research proposal that is not based on from our pure interest, but we try to obtain kind of a large size research grant. And how we learn the research, basically we learn self-education, learn by reading the book, or maybe we like mimicking. We observe, maybe we should be a good observer, observing our supervisors or the senior senpai, senior students, how they do it. Also, we do some like presentation at seminars and also the conference. On the other hand, like education and research are quite contradictory in the Japanese teacher educators perspective. Okay, and the third question is about research activities. What kind of opportunities are available in Japan? Basically, the research activities are centered on academic societies in Japan. We have various kinds of academic societies on like comparative education, teacher education, or educational philosophy of education, sociology of education, it's really depend on, they form their own researcher community, and they hold the conference annually. And we do conference presentations and also writing the articles to their journals. And also, of course, we try to write the book. And like today's webinar, we do some outreach activities in Japan. And the final question is about the challenge. Actually, the challenge are quite diverse. It's really depend on the situation of the university. We have three kinds of university. We have national university, we have private university, and we have municipal university, right? Prefecture university or municipal university. So the challenge is really diverse in their working context. On the other hand, in general, researchers or maybe Japanese peoples think positively so that they convert whatever the negative things into like more positive things. So the challenge will not be a challenge, but an opportunity maybe, or like a learning chance, learning opportunity for all the teacher educators. This is like a quick overview of the Japanese case for today's introduction. And I think it's already explained the flow of today's session. And now we would like to listen to the four speakers run from each presentation. And let me end my talk, introduction talk, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. Meito-san, thank you.
Sorry, thank you very much, Maki-sensei, for your wonderful opening remarks and presentation about the Japanese case. So let me go ahead to the other presentation sessions. Our first presenter is Dr. Pichat Kepwan from Thailand. He is an assistant professor at the College of Teacher Education, Pranakon Ratchapat University, Thailand. And he has teaching experience for 10 years, and he specialized in curriculum instructions and educational research. He published more than 40 textbooks for basic education, 5 textbooks for higher education, as well as the 70 research articles. Moreover, he was awarded as the Best Paper Award in 2022 on Components and Developing Guidelines of Learning Management Competency for Pre-Service Social Study Teachers. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Dr. Pichat. Dr. Pichat, please, the floor is yours.
Okay, let me share the screen first. Hello, everyone see the screen?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
See very well.
Yes. Good morning from Africa, good afternoon from some parts of Asia, and good evenings in Japan. I'm have great pleasure and honor to be a presenter on this webinar. Today, we are going to talk about research engagement of teacher educators, opportunities and challenges. Let's move to the overview of my talks. I try to answer 5 questions. Okay. And move to question 1. Who are identified as teacher educators in your context? Teacher educators commonly refer to both those who educate prospective teachers and those who educate practicing teachers. That is, to those who integrate, guide, and support teacher learning across lifespan. Teacher educator means professional educator who serve as training arm of teaching profession. They include higher education faculties and school-based practitioners who supervise field experience student teaching and internships. Therefore, teacher educator in Thailand's context, the keys teacher educator can be divided into two groups for affecting in education for Thai education. Group 1, university lecturer, who are under Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation. And Group 2, supervisor in educational area, who are under Office of Basic Education Commission's Ministry of Education. And how? Every process of research activities is governed by the universities, research and development institutes, or RDI. The researcher have to present the research proposal first, and then research committees approve the research funds. Researcher conduct the research implementation, prepare a research report, presents a proceeding in the conference, or publish a research article. Finally, submit research reports and evidence of research dissemination to the RDIs. And why? Because research activity is one of the first main role and accountability of university lecturers. Four main role and accountabilities: 1, teaching; 2, research; 3, academic services; and preservation, arts and cultures. Next. We have to conduct the research because of criteria of academics work for considering academic positions in Thailand. The academic positions of university lecturer, there are 3 levels: assistant professor, associate professor, and professor. If you want to up the university lecturers to be assistant professor, I can choose academics work choice A or choice B. If choose choice A, do 2 research paper, 3 research paper for associate professor, and 5 research paper for professor. And we choose academics work choice B. For assistant professor, have to do 1 research paper and 1 book. Associate professor have to do 2 research paper and 1 book. And professor have to do 1 research papers for creative or innovative work and 1 book. And why? I think because teacher educator research can contribute to the development teacher educations because they have knowledge on education and have specializes with the major of programs. They have a lot of experience and high research competency. They always observe pre-service teachers class, which meets research problem in class. Thus, research engagement of teacher educator is discovering innovations for teaching and learning. Question 3. How do teacher educator learn about research in your countries? Teacher educators can search and read research database in an internet source. For example, research article, proceeding, thesis, dissertation, an internet source about research website. 2. Attend the workshop or research conferences. 3. Take the research courses. I always use this website, worldwideWebResearchGate.net. ResearchGate is a European commercial social networking site for scientists and researchers to share papers, ask and answer the question, and find collaborators. And I can share my idea and find the worker from this website. And I upload my research in this menu. Question 4. What opportunities are available for teacher educators research activity in your countries? I think two main opportunities is important. One, budget or funds can divide it into two budgets, internal budgets and external budgets. Internal budgets I can get from personal development budgets and research and development institutes fund. In terms of internal budgets, divided into private and public budgets. Private budgets such as Nestle Thailand, if health and physical educator want to conduct research about health, they can request the budgets from Nestle Thailand. And public budgets or fund we can get from National Research Council of Thailand. And the opportunities to is important for me, appropriate times. If I have both budgets and appropriate times, we can attend national conferences, international conferences, or and this website www.conferenceinthai.com. This website does gather the most information about academics and research conferences in Thailand. Moreover, we can learn from massive open online courses or MOOCs, MOOCs. We can learn from MOOCs anywhere, anytime. MOOCs are asynchronous open access web-based courses geared towards enroll hundreds or thousands of students at a time. MOOCs deliver contents via records, video lecture, online reading, and online assessment, as well as a various degree of student to student and student to instructor interaction can occur by MOOCs. And the last question, what challenges do they face for their research activities? 1. Integrations with role and accountability. For example, I conduct research by integrating instruction, academic services, community, arts, and cultures. 2. Interdisciplinary research. Interdisciplinary research integrates information, data, techniques, to perspectives, concepts, or theories from two or more disciplines or body of specialized knowledge. 3. Research team is a group of working to complete a research project successfully. When runs well, the research team members work closely and have clearly defined roles. Every team member should know their roles and how it's played into the projects as a whole. Ultimately, the principal investigator is responsible for every aspect of the projects. To summarize the challenges of my talks, my research engagements are conducting research projects, research team and network, especially conducting research by integrating cross disciplines. Thank you for your attention. สวัสดีครับ
Thank you very much, Dr. Pritchard, for your wonderful presentation and discussions. And audience, ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions or comments about the presentation from Dr. Pritchard, please feel free to ask questions or raise your questions or comments in the chat box. And we will have around 10 minutes for the Q&A session. So if you have questions or comments, please feel free to ask.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pritchard. Actually, I have one question. I just want to know, like, how do you call teacher educator in Thai language, in local language? Because you have defined in the slide, like the definition is, it's maybe to some extent, maybe international, but I don't know how that teacher educator localized into Thai context.
Okay, teacher educator in Thai context includes course coaches teacher university, but in Thai call นักการศึกษาครู they have a role to train and conduct the research and guide coach them to teach the students. But in Thai have to career for serve the teacher educator อาจารย์ in Thai อาจารย์ or and supervisor in Thai ศึกษานิเทศ supervisor at train the teacher in the basic education levels, but university lecturer in Thai under the Ministry of Higher Education, no Ministry of Education. They separate the supervisor and university lecturer.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Metu-san, I think there are two more questions.
A couple of hand raising, and please, Mr. Rokiven Mukhan. Sorry if my pronunciation. Yeah. Please, can you go fast? Can you go fast for your question?
Mukhan-san.
You are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. I just want to understand the supervisors in education who are called teacher educators. If that includes for example, the ed teachers in secondary schools and primary schools. Thank you.
Okay, so you finished your question?
Yes, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. So, Miss Grace, can you go ahead for your questions or comments?
Yes, thank you, teacher. I want to ask whether you have a kind of collaboration with other teacher educators outside your continent, like in Africa, maybe your university collaborate with
Sorry,
other
we cannot
educators.
hear you very well.
I'm
Uh,
asking, can you hear me now?
Oh, no, now we can hear very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm asking teachers, probably if they have a way of collaborating with other universities in the process of, teacher training or training teacher educators. Apart from his continent, does the university collaborate with other teacher educators in other continents like Africa? Did you get that?
Dr. Peter, do you have you catch the questions from Miss Grace?
Sorry, I can't hear Carrie.
Teachers,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Dr. Peter, can you hear?
Yeah, I hear you, but I can see the
Oh.
Do you collaborate?
Okay,
Do you
maybe
collaborate?
maybe I heard a question. She's asking that, is there an international collaboration with other universities other than the universities in Thailand? Do they have maybe international cooperation outside Thailand with other universities or teachers outside Thailand? Maybe she's asking for outreach programs.
Dr. Peter,
Yes,
can you hear?
Thank you, Ruth.
Oh. Hello?
hello.
Hello? Dr. Peter, can
About
you hear?
permissions of my teacher
Yes, I have
educators.
questions.
Okay, right, Africa.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Dr. Grace asked about the collaborations. Yes, look like that.
International
Yes.
collaboration.
I have the collaborations with Malaysia because study in Asia in universities and have a lot of joy a lot of conference where I met some friends and co-workers to do consult the research too. Thank you for your question.
Miss Grace, I think it can satisfy your questions. Any more questions from Miss Grace? Or
Dr. Pichard, sorry,
Yes.
Catherine. The first question is about substantive. About substantive, does it include school principal or primary school and secondary school or not? Like when you say like substantive or the supporting the in-service teachers, do the head teachers, those school principals are also a part of it or not in Thai context?
Sanitas or supervisor in Thai context not stay in the school, but they stay in educational area, but they can observe teacher in various school every day, and they can choose to observe this school because if this school have the problems.
What about when you define in Thai context, when you say teacher educator in Thai context, does it include school principal, school director, or not? Include or not include?
I think they have teacher educator tools. In my opinions, I present to group because two group have the most effective thing in school. Okay, maybe some director or principal director can coach, can manage teacher to do the roles. Yeah.
ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. Thank you. So I think Mukashi-san, I think Dr. Pichard responded to your question. Thank you. ごめんね、メイトさん。Sorry that I cut in.
Okay, and I think we have another hand raising from CN Bensna. Sorry for my wrong pronunciation.
Okay,
Yes, if you have
good
questions,
afternoon.
please go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Very well.
Okay, thank you very much for presenter, Dr. Pichard, for your nice presentation. My name is Sing Viesna. I'm come from Cambodia National Institute of Education, and now I'm a researcher, PhD student in Hiroshima University. And I would like to, I just want to clarify about the Thailand context. What are the difference between the teacher educator and teacher trainer? Are there any difference? I mean, the teacher educator and teacher trainer. I mean that like teacher trainer include pre-service training and in-service training, or it is different from teacher educator, like train just only pre-service training. This is the first question, and second question regarding to the teacher. It seems like a teacher career path that you have already identified 3 categories, like associate, assistant professor, associate professor, and professor. But I did not see you mentioned about these 3 categories. What are the qualifications? Are they need to require PhD graduate, or another just only publish 2 paper, 5 paper, but they are not required to equivalent for the PhD qualification, something like that. So thank you.
Okay. The details of the criteria of academics work for considered academic positions in Thailand. There are a lot of details, but I show only amounts of academics works. And I will answer the chat box too. Research paper international database are required is per year requirements, or in what time frame? Oh, okay. The answer is in what time frames. No per years. They can correct after they get associate professor. They have to do conduct research 5 research paper, or the choice B that I show you. So they can do after they get associate professor. No per year. They can do 5 year, 10 year, and send the academics work to considering academics position. And okay.
You have questions from the chat bar also, and so the first question is from Chiasen. So Chiasen from Cambodia, and he has a already. He answered already. Okay, sorry.
What about there is one hand rising.
Oh, Irene Mambwe. Sorry, if you have the questions, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear from Pichard. I'm asking which language do they use in their country, especially in university level, in colleges level, and also when they are teaching, which language, which is a common language in Thailand. And how do they train? Do they use the teachers, the trained teachers, the doctors, professors, or trained teachers in teaching colleges and other universities? Thank you.
Hello, Dr. Peter. Did you catch the questions?
Or can you type the question on your chat
Oh.
box? I will read the question on the chat box.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Answer from Carl from Vietnam, master student at Hiroshima. I would like to know more about how to evaluate quality of research. Yes, we also evaluate the quality of the research too by committee 3 persons. Not only number of paper. We have to evaluate the quality first. If the quality is not good, they cannot get the academic positions. And the next question was the contribution of the Thailand's government towards educator conducting research. Almost research activity concert activity conducted by National Research Council of Thailand or NRCTs, National Research Council of Thailand. They will give the budget or fund to researchers and train the master researchers and train and guide baby research to new researcher, something like that. Could you please give example about artist research activities? In my university, have the research activity for in-service teacher, such as now I mean my university and teacher educator will train the workshop, seminar, and course them in the school to find the problem and conduct research to solve the problems. Now we have the workshop on site in my university and on site in the school too. We can learn together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and all the audience who give their questions, and Dr. Peter for answering all the questions. And I think it's time to move to the second presenter. And I would like to invite Dr. Kim Yun So from Myanmar. And She is a lecturer at the Department of Education and Psychology, Yangon University of Education, and she got her PhD in the Education and Psychology from Yangon University of Education. And she attained another PhD in Developmental and Education and Psychology from the Institute of Psychology, Chinese Academy of Sciences in Beijing, China. She has published her research article in journals within the field of education and teaching. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Dr. Kim Yun-So.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear very well.
Yeah, I will share screen. I will share my screen. Good evening, everybody. Today, I would like to present about research engagement of teacher educators in Myanmar, opportunities and challenges. I am Dr. Kim Yun-So, lecturer from Department of Educational Psychology, Yangon University of Education. Firstly, I wish to present about what is teacher educators in Myanmar. In Myanmar, teacher educators are those people who teach or train both pre-service teachers and in-service teachers. Myanmar has two types of institutions that produce qualified teachers. These are universities of education, and the second type is education degree colleges. University of Education in Myanmar have 3 University of Educations and 25 education degree colleges. And these institutions will produce qualified teachers in basic education. 3 universities of education are Yangon University of Education, Sagaing University of Education, and University for the Development of National Races, UDNR. And Yangon University of Education and Sagaing University of Education are under the Ministry of Education. UDNR is a Ministry of Borders. These are the photos of the University of Education, Yangon University of Education, Sagaing University of Education, and University for the Development of National Races. These 3 universities of education are situated Upper Myanmar and Lower Myanmar. Now let's look at these are the names of the 25 education degree colleges. And let's look at the difference between the University of Education and education degree colleges. In University of Education, both undergraduate and postgraduate programs are available. But in education degree colleges, only undergraduate programs are available. University of Education students become high school teachers after they graduate. But education degree college students become primary school and middle school teachers after they graduate. In universities of education, most of the course materials are written in English. But in education degree college, most of the course materials are written in Myanmar language. Last, the high achievers in matriculation examination can join universities of education. However, for education degree colleges, students don't need much high matriculation exam scores as your university of education students. So education degree college students got less marks exam scores to join for education degree colleges. Now, let's look at why teacher educators do research. Our reason, one of the reason is being an author of an published research article is one of the criteria for promotion. It means that having a number of published research papers is one of the criteria for promotion. Ministry of Education encourages teacher educators to do research by funding, by celebrating research conference, by offering the best paper award. Myanmar Academies of Arts and Science, MAAS Research Conference is the only national research conference held by Ministry of Education. And this conference awards the best paper prize annually. The research paper presented at MAAS Research Conference are published at MAAS Research Journal. This is open access journal. So you can check at the website maas.edu.mm. This is the name of the website. In MAAS Research Conference, not only teacher educators, but also other university teachers can present and publish their research. I want to continue about how teacher educators learn about research. Many teacher educators learn about research by trying to get master and PhD degree and by doing departmental research. Because many teacher educators still don't have a master degree. Some have only bachelor degree in education degree colleges. All teacher educators from universities of education have master degree. Only a few teacher educators or PhD degree in education degree colleges. So they do departmental research. They supervise and attend postgraduate seminars and workshops. They teach research methodologies for undergraduate and postgraduate students. Here are some opportunities for the research. Some universities collaborated with foreign organizations and hold research conferences. Some universities in Myanmar collaborated with foreign organizations or foreign university. They held research conferences. Teacher educators are assigned to do research by Ministry of Education by funding or without funding. So teacher educators or university teachers have to do research, their own research. This is their obligation. And Yangon University of Education and Sagaing University of Education have their own university research journal. So teacher educators from Yangon University of Education and Sagaing University of Education can publish in this their own university journal. This is published 2 issues per year. For Yangon University of Education, the abstracts are fully available on the website, YUE website. Education degree college teachers have not much research opportunity as University of Education teacher educators. Education degree college teacher educators have to do Asian research for each semester. And then Asian research competition is held annually. But only one Asian research has to be conducted for one education degree college per semester. So the amount of research is not as much as University of Education. Now, let's look at the challenges faced for research. We have many duties and responsibilities, such as teaching and other workloads. We have limited time to do very good quality research. And we have limited experts to evaluate our research products or proposal after submitting our research output to the Ministry of Education. And then the limited use of research implication by policymakers, maybe some other difficulties to implement our research findings. And getting published in a high reputation international journal and in an ordinary local journal are not differently appreciated. Consequently, teacher educators do not afford to do very quality research products. Thank you very much. So.
Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. And dear audience, if you have questions or comments, please, you can either directly ask the questions or you can also drop the questions in the chat box.
Maito-san,
Uh,
there is 2 hands up. 3.
three. Sorry, I cannot see the race.
Chure-san, I think the first, Chure-san, Madam Chure.
Thank you, Prof. Mikey, and good morning or evening or afternoon. It's morning in South Africa. I'm Tulekazi, working for the Department of Education in South Africa in teacher development. I want to thank the presentations, first of all, and secondly, I would like to have an example of an action research competition that you do in Myanmar. You said the action research competitions is done annually. Can you give us an example of how do you do it? What happens? Thank you.
Action research in my country, the researcher, teacher educators do their own research and they compete in the action research competition, and there are some judges decide which one will be awarded. For example, the concerning about the assessment system, scoring rubric, something like that. Assessment system, how they apply the scoring rubric. But I think they are not published yet. They are not published yet, so I think it is difficult to explain in detail. So if they publish in somewhere, I will share all of you. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions and answer. And another question is from Mr. Samusu Kat and
Semus-san.
Samusa. Yeah, please go ahead for your questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kim. I appreciate the presentation has been fine, great. And I have one question, especially when you are drawing a difference between the University of Education and education degree colleges. I have a kind of feeling that maybe students who graduate from education degree colleges find it very hard to get jobs, because it is very clear that those who are admitted in University of Education are high achievers, while those admitted in the degree colleges, education degree colleges, are low achievers. Don't they get this kind of challenge when it comes to the labor market? I wanted to shed some light on that. Don't you get stigmatized?
In my country, yeah. So I want to explain all the graduates from education degree college and education universities of education are appointed as an official teacher. They can work as a government staff. So we have the clear criteria. If a student pass the high school and they want to join the university, they need higher scores to join the university's education. If a student have low marks or not very high score, they can join to the college or education degree college. So we have a clear criteria. So they can become the upper secondary school teacher. University or education students become upper secondary school teacher, and education degree college students become lower secondary school or primary school. So not very differentiated. It has clear goal. They have clear goals because every students are appointed as teachers, official teachers.
Then maybe another question in relation to that. Can a student from education degree colleges, if he has excelled, join and do a master's degree from a University of Education?
Yes, if they are qualifying in education degree colleges, they can join University of Education and they get the Bachelor of Education degree from they can join. Yeah. And they can also try to get master degree in Yangon University of Education, because Education Degree College cannot give the master degree.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All the questions and answer. And another question is from Mr. Justice Kofi Ahmed. Sorry. Hello,
Yeah,
are you
thank
there?
you.
Okay.
I just wanted to know from what she presented right now with regard to why would you select some students into education universities and then others to the other university because you think they have lower grades, and then they are going to teach in the lower primary or the
Yeah,
lower
so
primary or the upper primary. So to me, I think by doing that, it makes the foundation or the training very weak for those at the lower primary. Because if you think that those who are doing well should teach at the universities or they should teach at the higher education level, then selecting those who are not, who did not do well to go to the teacher training, then it means that we are rather pushing the weaker ones or making the foundation very weak. And when they get to university, they may struggle. My other question is about the teacher education and then the university degree, where action research is done in the teacher training, and then those who do well are awarded. What is the criteria? Because if my research is able to solve the classroom problem or the university-based problem, then what can apply, I think it's the best practice, because we have different problems in different classes and in different schools. If my problem or if my solution or my action research is able to resolve the problem in my school, and your action research may not even be able to resolve the problem in your school, but by writing methodology or the process you go through, those who are awarding the given the awards may think that you have written a good paper, but maybe my solution or my action research was able to solve that question or my problem in my school. I just want to know the criteria that you use to award that action research or such research.
Yes, action research, comparing different situation or different contexts is difficult. So it is the weakness of the computation. So the policy makers do the action research computation, but now in my country, it has not been done for 2 years, because of some political issues. So the action research computation is now not very active. So we in my country we have to modify some kind of research computation on some rewards, as it has some criticisms. Why they get the price and the quality. So some criticisms. So how to explain? It has some problems in my country. So it is beyond my ability. So,
yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And another question is from it's from Carl.
I saw
Carl.
many
texts.
I saw many
box.
questions in the chat box. So I will read. Chief asks, considering low number of teachers who engage in research due to inadequacy during training period and others, what could be the motivation to engage teacher into research? The motivation is the promotion criteria. promotion criteria, tutor to assistant lecturer or assistant lecturer to lecturer is one of the criteria. Another motivation is it depends on the policy maker who can motivate. Now, every teacher educators have to do research in university or education. Because I am working in university or education, some information I don't know. I don't know some of the information. So, how do you say? How to speak? Maybe I know less about the education degree colleges. So I know more about the university education. Another question is why it is the low achievers that train at education degree college are sent to primary school if education is less important. I don't think so. Primary education is more important. So now it is the new policy is implement. New policy is implement. Education degree college students are appointed at the primary teachers, and they are promoted at the primary level, not promoted to the middle school or upper secondary school. So now the policy is changing, but some controversy. Some teachers don't like to teach the primary students because it is more difficult and very hard to teach primary students compared to the middle school students. So now the policy is changing. Another question is Carl asked me, according to your experience, are there any effective incentive to motivate university teachers conducting research? What are they? And from your perspective, beside the motivation regarding again, are there any motivation to conduct financial rewards? Very good question. Financial reward promotion. In my opinion, research engagement is very important to our academic qualifications, to our teaching qualification, our teacher qualification. So if whether I get fund or not, I will try with my money to do research because it promotes my ability. So thank you very much. Is there any questions?
I have not yet asked my question.
Okay.
I wanted to find out from you, Doctor, what exactly are the topics on which the research is focused for those educators of primary and basic education?
Do you mean the topics for primary?
Do they just research on anything they want to research on, or maybe they are boundaries to say you can research on such particular topics for the teachers who are education degree college?
Asian research. Do you mean Asian research? No. So in my country, teacher educators, some teacher educators teach only academic subjects. Some teacher educators teach education subjects. Like me, my department is Department of Educational Psychology. So I teach only educational psychology. So my field is with the psychology constructs, like intelligence, personality, motivation, something like that. But in my country, other education departments are educational leadership, management. So their research area is about management policy, something like that. Another department is methodology department. So their research area is regarding the research teaching methodology, different teaching strategies. How to say, some research ideas as differential teaching, problem solving teaching, something like that. So we have different research areas based on our specialization. In master degree, I get the master of education in education test and measurement. So my research area is regarding the scoring rubrics and constructing the test validation, constructing the test or validation test. So these are the research areas we do in my country. For academic teachers, their research area is only their subject, like Myanmar, like how to say, physics, chemistry, biology.
Not yet.
So these are, we have different research areas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. And I think we have another questions from Biansa. And the question is, how does the Ministry of Education of Myanmar encourage the teacher educators to do the research? What are the beneficiaries of the teacher educators after they finish their amount of research? Example, upper graduate level, so and so on. So, can you see the question?
No, not yet. Not yet. Can you type in the chat box?
Okay.
Dr. Nguyen, I think the question is on the chat box already.
Yeah.
Okay.
That now I already copied it and
So I don't see now I can see. Okay, how does the Ministry of Education of Myanmar encourage teacher educators to do research? What are the beneficiaries of teacher educators after they finish their amount of research, upgrade level, so on? In my country, Ministry of Education give funding every year. Now the Minister of Education give a lot of money to do research, but the main problem is we have less experts to evaluate our research proposal. When we present our proposal, they cannot evaluate something like that. So there is not very beneficial, no promotion. How do you say? Not very good promotion. If we can do research, it depends on our promotion. One of the criteria, only one of the criteria, if we publish the findings, our findings. If we publish our national journal or international journal, after publishing, if we do not publish it, we have nothing. We cannot get nothing for upgrade level. So, I saw another question. In my country, Nigeria, there is much difference between international and local publication. The international publication are given more preference. What is the name of the course in education degree college? In my country, international publication and local publication are not differently appreciated as I presented. We got the same score, international or national journal. Previous years, international journal have much appreciated. Now, not differently appreciated. So this is the one of the main problem. So we teacher educator don't want to afford because international publication is more difficult to publish. So thanks. What is another question is comprehensive question. How to personally define the opportunity for research engagement of teacher educators? In other words, it's the opportunities successful Myanmar case. You personally define opportunity. I define opportunities for research engagement. Opportunity is how to define opportunity means if we appreciate the opportunity, it means opportunity. If we don't like the opportunity, it does not mean opportunity. So, so opportunity is, in other words, success. No. Opportunity is not success. Only using the opportunity is success.
Thank you very much. It's very interesting to learn from the questions and also answer. It's very enjoyable. And I think we will would like to move our final presenter. The final presenter is Dr. Paul Tila Ahiatrugap. And he is the professional teacher with over 40 years of experience at all levels of education in Ghana. As an associate professor, he teaches courses in psychology and teacher education. He trains course tutor in the variety of study modules for distance education. So may I invite Dr. Paul for his presentation?
Right, thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me say you are all welcome to this session. And we all know the topic is research engagement of teacher educators, opportunities and challenges. Right, sorry for the small hitch. In this presentation, we will attempt to answer these questions. Who are teacher educators? Why and how are teacher educators engaged in research? How do they learn about research in my country, Ghana? And of course, we'll be looking at the opportunities that are available to teacher educators in performing research. And then finally, we'll look at a few challenges that confront them in conducting research. Right. It is said that the greatest gifts or the most important gift that we can give to somebody is to teach him what to do. And when you teach, the most important thing is that learning must take place. So when learning takes place, the knowledge, the skills are imparted to the learner, and it is there for life. So it is not just a matter of helping somebody to fix a problem. No. The idea is that when you teach, learning must take place. That explains why we have so many different categories of teachers with different skill sets. So, then I must be quick to say that there is a difference between a teacher and an educator. Generally, we say that educators are those who are involved in the practice of education. So, against that background, we can see clearly that we have two main categories of educators. We have educators who are teachers, and we have educators who are administrators. But the focus in this presentation is on teacher educators. Right, so the question is, who are teacher educators? In my country, Ghana, and I know in most other countries, to become a teacher educator, you must be a trained professional teacher yourself. That is the foundation. Then against that background, you now have diverse circumstances and backgrounds, and that informs how to move forward, whether you should be teaching the primary school or a secondary school or whatever level. The European Commission defines teacher educators as those who are actively involved and they facilitate pre-service and in-service teachers formal learning for the teaching profession. So we can say conveniently that teacher educators serve as the training arm of the teaching profession. So teacher educators train all categories of teachers in how to teach, not only to teach, to make sure that learning takes place. So we find teacher educators in my country, they operate in the colleges of education, about 38 of them, and then the universities that have faculties of education in Ghana. And so the question is, what do they do? What do they do? Teacher educators, what do they do? It is their prime duty to supervise the training of teachers. Whatever happens within the training period, they supervise it. We can identify three main areas. The first is the field experiences that they have. When you are recruited and sent for training, you are given the opportunity to go to the schools, to have some experiences. That is the first. And teacher educators are given the opportunity. In fact, it is their duty. They go to the field to supervise whatever happens in the field. The second one has to do with student teaching. It is like apprenticeship. So when you are in training, there is demonstration lesson, there's peer teaching. All these are supervised by teacher educators. And then the third category has to do with internship. In my country, Ghana, a whole semester in the final year is set aside where the students are sent out and attached to schools of practice, to be interns attached to mentors. They make sure that teacher educators go from time to time to supervise the internship. Now that we know who teacher educators are, let's move on to look at what is research engagement. Research engagement. Now, when we talk about research engagement, primarily, it has to do with the interaction between researchers on one hand and the end users of the research that they come out with outside the classroom setting. So the philosophy that informs research engagement as far as this presentation is concerned is to make sure that there is transfer of knowledge, there is transfer of technology, there is transfer of methods, there is transfer of resources so that the stakeholders can benefit. And please, let me point out straight away that by the training that is given to teacher educators, they are made to develop a deep feeling that is positive towards research work. Right. Now that we know what research engagement is and our focus is on teacher educators, what do? When we talk about teacher educators, the type of research that they carry out is what we call educational research. It's not just any research, educational research, because the focus is on the job that they do. And educational research, that is what I am calling the opportunity to dig for a hidden treasure. In the educational enterprise, our concern is teaching and learning. And we have a lot of challenges that are hindering us from teaching and learning to be effective. And so the focus is to make sure that we look for those things that are posing challenges to us. And that explains why teacher educators are more interested in finding out why we have differences in learning styles, why people don't have the same level of motivation, why time management is a problem for teachers and all that. And why is it that it takes some people a longer time to study a particular piece of information, and so many other areas. So the next thing we want to look at is how teacher educators engage in research-related activities. And this can be viewed from two perspectives, two categories. The first one is like the first presenter said, engagement with research. And then the second one, engagement in research. In my country, Ghana, when we are involved or engaged in research as a teacher educator, you are compelled, you are duty bound to read the research that a trainee who is assigned to you is producing from the very beginning to the end. And you are supposed to offer guidance. So For the teacher educator to be successful in this venture, it is important that from the word go, the teacher educator teaches a course in research, preferably educational research, because that will form the basis for the success of the trainee. In Ghana, at the lower level, the emphasis is on action research. Those who obtain diploma and below, they do action research and produce what we call project work. And then even up to the first degree BH, they also do project work. For the MPhil and PhD, that is where they produce dissertation and thesis. It is important to point out that in my university, and for that matter, my department, education and psychology, every semester, management has set aside Wednesdays in every week, 4 hours, from 10 in the morning to 2 p.m., where faculty and graduate students sit down, and it is about presenting seminar papers and workshops, all geared towards research. Category 2 is where you engage in research. That is about the teacher educators themselves. They are duty bound to think about research problem, design a study, collect data, analyze, and present the results to the general public. It can be on individual basis or as a group. What is important is that the focus is on teaching and learning. And the question is, so why should teacher educators engage in research? Yeah. Look, without teacher educators getting actively involved in research, they will not be able to improve their professional knowledge and practice. So it is a way of sharpening their skills. It is also a way of making sure that all the theories that inform teaching and learning, we keep on revising them. So if you are not involved in research, you will not be able to update yourself as to what is happening differently. And it is not easy to teach teachers. So when you engage in research, it gives you more skills, gives you more knowledge to be able to teach teachers very well. In my university, University of Cape Coast, Ghana, we have a research culture. And so your colleagues will tell you that, look, are you sure you're publishing or you're going to perish? So that is informing what is happening in this university. So the teacher educators get engaged in research because they want to keep the culture high. So how do they learn about research in Ghana? We have a very important progression as far as teacher education is concerned. When you enter those days, training colleges, now colleges of education, you are given a chance to identify a problem from your field work. And then you engage in research. And because at the end of the day, by the time you are completing, you should come out with a project work. And that forms the basis of your promotion. And then it gives you the chance to advance knowledge about teacher education, because teacher educators, they will be supervising all pre-service teachers and make sure that what they go out to do is the schools are what they can practice. Against this background, what then are the opportunities for teacher educators as far as research is concerned in Ghana? In Ghana, we have an opportunity that we call the study leave. If you're a teacher and want to better your luck, you have the chance to take a leave, either with pay or without pay. Then you go for further studies. It is an opportunity that is available. We also have other teacher professional programs that gives you the opportunity to train on the job. We have the opportunities where you can learn from colleagues. from colleges of education who are tutors, and then of course, lecturers in the universities. And then the internship that our students go to gives us the opportunity to identify problems, to identify research gaps, so that research can be carried out in those areas. We also have a situation where you can arrange for stakeholders dissemination conference, seminars, where whatever research you have carried out can be put into the public domain. There are two organizations that are helping so much in sponsoring research in Ghana. We have what we call the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, and then the Ghana Education Trust Fund. When you write a good proposal and they see that there's merit in the proposal, they fund it. It is a good opportunity for teacher educators to come out with good research. And then sometimes too, at the school level or the university level, when you present a paper and they think that it has merit, they give you the opportunity to go and present it at international workshops. Sometimes too, when they find that your paper is good, your research is good, the Ghana Education Service ropes you in to present the findings so that it can help in formulating policy. Ladies and gentlemen, what are the challenges that we face as far as research engagement is concerned? In Ghana here,
okay,
we
in
have
Ghana,
so
they
many
have to obtain ethical clearance before they can do.
Okay, right. So in Ghana, we have people who are good teachers, but unfortunately, they are into subject areas and they have not been able to get opportunity to train as professional teachers. And because of what the achievements that they have made so far, they are finding it very difficult to come down to the lower level to take maybe what we call the PGD, postgraduate diploma in education, which will make them become professionals. It's a challenge. Fortunately for us, some people have taken the chance and they are doing it. Now, obtaining ethical clearance for research in my country is a problem. The problem is just with the time that it takes to come, the time. It will come ultimately, by the time. There is so much delay. Then we have people who are good in subject areas, but they find it very difficult to be able to identify research gaps in the content areas that they teach and the methodology that they are supposed to be applying in teaching. Another challenge is that you will come out with a good problem that is researchable by all standards, but the funding is a problem. So sometimes because you don't have the funds, you will not be able to carry out the research. We also have a situation where the senior research fellows that we have in the system are few, very few. So they are not able to provide the needed support. Another challenge is that we have lack of time and opportunity for research. Look, as academics and teacher educators, you are lecturing and doing so many other things apart from supervising research work. So the time is always the problem. It's not giving us the opportunity to do very good work. Another critical one is the way research findings are left on bookshelves to gather dust. Opportunity to disseminate the information and let people know what is happening is a problem. And then finally, we have this issue about the quality of research. It looks like that is the major point that is used for promotion. And when that happens, it affects the performance, the competency levels when it comes to teaching. Many people focus their attention now more on research so that they can gain their promotion at the expense of teaching in the lecture rooms. conclusion, we can say that when we talk about teacher educators, they are those who train pre-service teachers to become professionals. And they are engaged in research because that is the only way that they can sharpen their teaching skills. Whether we like it or not, it has become part and parcel of the everyday activities of teacher educators. Yes, it comes with opportunities. The opportunities are not too many, but the challenges that come with them are great.
Hello? Hello? Dr. Paul, are you still there?
Hello, done. Yeah.
Okay, now we can hear now. Please go ahead. Okay. Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear us? Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay. So
Hello.
thank you very much.
I can hear
Thank
you.
you very much for your wonderful presentation. And dear audience, I think we can go to the questions and comments session. And if you have questions or comments, please feel free to ask directly, or you can also drop in the chat box. Thank you.
Maito-san, yes, there is hands up.
Okay, let me start asking. Thank you for the detailed presentation. I'm Nawaki Ruth from Zambia. I'm currently studying in Finland at the University of Helsinki. And the presentation that has been given, I am so much interested in the challenges that Ghana is facing in the education sector, which are similar to our education sector in Zambia. We have a gap where research work has not been given a priority when it comes to the sector of education, and therefore there is need to receive more support, especially when it comes to international cooperation, so that we find means of ensuring that we give a priority to research work when it comes to education, especially that we are promoting the SDG 4 and trying to transform education. Research is going to be the first tool to consider in trying to find the best solutions that can help to transform education and ensure that the teachers are also motivated to take up a role in conducting research. So there is need to also consider, as we have these webinars, discussions, and all, are we considering a time where we can set solutions to these problems and challenges that we are discussing in research work? So I'm sure that is my comment. I'm not really asking, I'm just trying to ensure that I comment like that. And how is this project going to help these countries that are making presentations? Are you planning, or is there a plan in which you can provide solutions to the challenges that have been presented so far? So I'm sure I end my questions.
Thank you for the comment.
Now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss. And I think we have another questions from the chat box. Are the teacher educators in colleges of education in Ghana funded by the Ministry of Education to do research? Hello, Dr. Paul. Can you see the questions in the chat box?
No. Okay.
Okay, let me read aloud. are the teacher educators in colleges of education in Ghana funded by the Ministry of Education to do research? That is the question from the chat box.
Oh, okay, yes, they do. So can I go ahead? Yeah. Right, yes, they do. You know, at the moment, colleges of education in Ghana are offering Bachelor of Education degree. They have moved from awarding diploma to the bachelor. And there's no way that one can be certificated without producing a project work, of course, which is coming out of one's research. So every teacher coming from the College of Education takes part in research work. Thank you.
And thank you. And we have also another questions. Is there the challenges of superiors asking subordinates to write research paper and include the names in Ghana?
What is that question? Please, can you take that question again?
Is there the challenges of superiors asking subordinates to write research papers and include their names in Ghana?
Well, it is possible. That is about collaboration. Of course, it means some work has to be done in terms of maybe collecting data, part of the data from Ghana, or somebody here who is also interested in the same topic, and then collaboratively you come out with a paper. And when that happens, I mean, nothing blocks you from including the name of Ghana.
I don't know, maybe the question means that there are some problems from the superiors wants to put their names without contribution enough to the paper.
Okay.
That's kind of problem there in your country.
Right, I now get a question. That is about dishonesty. If let's say you have been assigned a student and you are supervising him, and of course your input, the role you play in the paper qualifies you. If let's say you're producing an article out of their work to be published, nothing prevents you from having your name together with the student first. The name of the student should come first, and then the supervisor or whoever has contributed to the paper, second or third, that kind of thing. It is possible. But the situation where the paper is taken as if it is the work of the supervisor alone is untenable. It is untenable. It is dishonesty, academic dishonesty. Thank you.
Okay, so it's no such kind of, there's no such kind of problems in your country. So thank you very much. And we have another questions. Thank you so much for your interesting presentation and in the teacher educator engagement and research. Is there any limitation for teacher educator in your country to do the Asian research?
Well, the limitation that I can point out readily is that, you know, students find it difficult to draw a line of distinction between Asian research and full research. It has to do with the orientation that is given to them before they start. What I know is that the emphasis in Asian research is about the problem and the method that we're going to use to collect data and analyze. So there are departments that take charge of these things. Okay, so when Asian research papers are produced in the various colleges and the various universities, we have external bodies that come around to assess the work. That is also there. That opportunity is there. Right.
Thank you. We have another questions from the same person from the above question. And there are,
Yeah, can I
there any
address this issue?
Oh, sorry.
The issue, yeah, there is an aspect of the question that is talking about limitations for teacher educators. It is the workload that is the major limitation, right? We are supposed to have research fellows whose work will just be to focus on this aspect of the work, but they are very few in the system. So that is a major limitation. How you have to carry the load, the workload is what is making it very difficult for us to make sure that quality research papers are produced. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And the last question is from the same person. Are there any departments of your country to evaluate the qualities of teacher educator research?
Now, we have internal and external assessors. They appoint an independent person from the university or the college to assess the paper. But if it is MPhil or PhD, we have internal and external assessors before the work is passed. So that is what I can say for now.
Thank you very much for all the questions from the audience and also informative answer from the presenter. Thank you very much. And it's time to move to the general discussion session for the presentation. Dear audience, if you have general questions or comments from all the presentation, so please can you discuss, or you can also drop in the chat box.
Metusa,
Hi, Sensei.
I think there is one question
From the
to
chat box.
maybe all presenters in a chat box.
How do you select the teacher who qualified to join the university? I think it can start from Thailand. How do you select the teacher who qualified to join the university? Dr. Pichat, please. Dr. Pichat, are you there? Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Pichat. Okay. So can you see the questions? How do you select the teacher who qualified to join the university?
Okay, there are a lot of methods to qualify preserve teacher to learn in smart universities, such as portfolios, interviews, and admission, and also how many are to, and also to focus on interview first, because we have to see the attitudes and value about the teacher, is inspired of teachers, something like that, and almost quality of preserve teacher in our university have to pass 3 grades of 3 up, 3 points or up.
Thank you very much. And I think this question is related to all the questions to all the countries. So I think that question is partly presented in the PowerPoint slide for the Myanmar case. Like she mentioned, we have two types of teacher education institution, university education and education degree colleges. And depending on the matriculation score of the student can join the university or the education degree colleges. So I think that's already answered from her presentation. And about the Ghana case, Dr. Paul, can you clarify the questions, please?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. In Ghana, I believe the questioner wants to know whether to qualify to be a lecturer, not just a teacher. Right. Key universities in Ghana, the entry qualification is a PhD. But we have some exceptions. We have some areas that they find it very difficult getting the PhD people. That one, give you the chance for a number of years, and then after that, you must make sure that you do the PhD. On the question of the number of hours, it's about the credit load that you are assigned in the department. But the minimum is 12 hours a day. No, sorry.
12 hours
in a week. 12 hours a week. Yes, 12 hours a week.
12 hours a week is only for the teaching hour or the total working hours?
Yes. That is the minimum.
Minimum working
the
hours,
minimum.
not only for the teaching hours, the total working hours for the whole week.
No, teaching hours is about just about teaching. Yes, you can
just
be
about teaching.
given assignments, but as for teaching, the minimum is 12 hours. Yes.
So how
And then
you put aside for your
the
research?
issue about the number varies from. Come again.
Sorry?
Hello.
What did you say? We cannot hear. Sorry. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Now we can hear. Hello.
Yes. On the number of publications. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Hello.
we can hear. Yes. Hello. Please go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. On the number of publications required for promotion to the position of a professor in Ghana, it varies from university to university. But in my university, University of Cape Coast, to be considered for promotion to a position of an associate professor, you need 7 publications. 7 publications. For senior to senior lecturer, for lecturer, 5 to 6. And the publications must be in Scopus journals. Have you get it now? And there are so many other conditions. You must serve a number of years and so many other things that they consider. But for the number of publications, that is what I've given to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your questions and also discussion from the audience and also from the presenter. We have learned a lot and we enjoyed all this evening. And from this webinar, not only we have learned not only the theme about the research engagement, but also we can learn about the context in each country from the presenters, like Thailand, Myanmar, and also from Ghana. So we have learned from all those country contexts related to the teacher educators' work. And from the Thailand case, I have noted very important challenge about the interdisciplinary research as a kind of challenge for the teacher educators. I think that's one is pointed out in the literature too, in the higher education research, because most of the countries, they focus the interdisciplinary research as a emerging research field in higher education, and it's also impact to the teacher education, and it's become a challenge in the Thailand context, and that is very interesting. And how do you like to discuss more from the Thailand context, Dr. Pichat? I would like to hear your insight from your Thailand perspective about specifically more about the interdisciplinary research.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, we can hear.
Yeah, I would like to share my idea and reply the participant. It seems that the challenges mentioned come from external factors such as from institutional fundings and supports military level policy. Also, based on your personal research engagement, what do you think? Other internal factors are challenges of research engagement of teacher educator in your country context. Okay, I will answer this question. This main challenges and main motive for my research engagement is discovering innovation for teaching and learning. I propose the Pichat model for learning integrated models. When I find body of knowledge from research, I always bring to write them on my books. I am one of the writer of the social study educator that have many books publication in Thailand. I'm so proud of myself to publish my knowledge to student and educator too. And this one is the internal factor for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And of course, we have so many discussions and also some questions from the audience in the chat box. However, as the time is running out, we need to wrap up all the sessions, and we have now reached our final session. Finally, we have the photo session. And so would you mind turning on your camera, please? For the photo session. Hello, smile, please. To make sure, let me take one more. Smile, please. Thank you very much for your presence in this webinar, and we hope we all had a fruitful time together in this webinar. And before closing the webinar, please kindly allow me to remind you for filling the feedback questionnaire and help us improve this webinar. And thank you very much once again. And I wish you all the best in the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. You've done well.
Thank you.
We hope something of
Thank
this will come
you.
up next time.
Ah,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Badmos.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
hello,
you. Bye bye
Thank
from
you.
Zambia.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye from Hiroshima.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maki. Oh, bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maki.
Alright,
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you very much. Have a
Thank
nice
you,
day.
Ari-san.
Thank you.
Ukanshi-san.
Lovely day.
Ananya-san.
Max Sensei,
Hi. Yes. Thank you.
when is your program to Uganda?
October. Yes, October and November.
Hi.
Yes.
Don't forget
Mike
Kenya.
Sensei.
Bye.
Mark, don't
Madam
forget
ni mo
Kenya.
site you.
Yes, yes.
Are you in touch with
Mr. Ismaila.
Messi from Zambia?
Mo site you.
Oh, get through the Sanda. すごい。
Hi.
Hi, hi.
Maki.
Hi.
See you.
Hi, hi.
Get to the head.
Oh,
Get through sound.
Bye.
Oh, it's okay.
Mike Sensei, are you in touch
Hi.
with Messi from Zambia?
Oh,
Messi Musiani.
yes.
Yes, we are proposing for some work, so I don't know how we can get in touch with you. With Messi in Zambia, Messi Musiani.
Mercy. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Thank you
She
very
was
much.
just facing some challenges with her network, so maybe that's why she didn't join the meeting. The place where she is has network challenges.
Yes, yes. Yeah, but I hope I look forward to meeting up with Professor Simon once again.
Yes.
He joined our webinar a couple of times already.